tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
When the moon hits your eye like
Hello,
a
AfterBuzzers, and welcome to the after
that's
show for Manzo'd With Children here at AfterBuzz. Heavy Meddling is the title of tonight's episode, and a panel of friends are here.
We're all back.
You may remember us in the Real Housewives of New Jersey panel not too long ago, but long enough.
Yeah. I think a year ago it started.
Oh my God, yes. And they're still not in production yet on the next season. So we are here to give you a New Jersey fix with everything about the Manzo's. I'm your host, Rutter, and tonight...
Hi guys, it's Megan Stecher. Twitter at Megan Stecher.
Can you give the spelling of the last name?
Oh,
we like when you do
Grant
that.
loves this. It's Meganstecher.
All is right with the world.
Fern Ronay here, FERNRONAY on Twitter.
And you can find me on Twitter as always at Grants__rants. All right, now that that business is over with, let's get into the episode that we watched. We have not discussed this yet, so I don't know what your opinions are and what you think. So it's all going to be fresh. It's all going to be new. Let's get into it. Caroline, she's looking for peace in her life. That's the first thing we learn about. She doesn't act like she's looking for peace. She's all over the place. But she claims that every year she expects it's going to come and it's not there yet. What did you think of kind of getting back into the Manzo house and getting them back in your life?
I loved it. I'm like, I feel comfortable again. I'm like, here's my fix, my family. I just love the traditional family vibe they give me. Love it, love it.
Love it. I just love this show. It's so refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny, and you know, Housewives is fun because there's so much drama. But sometimes I need a drink after. But while I'm watching this show, I'm like just laughing.
Yeah.
It's hysterical and it's fun and it's refreshing.
I think it's relatable for me. I grew up in the Northeast, like you guys, so I can just kind of relate to like that Italian family dynamic and having people over and then just having like the aunt, come over, and like I can relate to it. So it was nice. I relate. I was saying this to a friend. Like out of all the Housewives franchises, this is the one I kind of relate to the most. Not necessarily the crime and the real mess of New Jersey Housewives, but the nice parts, the family parts.
Yeah.
Well, I did notice I wrote down all the names of everybody we got to see throughout the show and in previews for next week, and it's practically the whole cast minus Melissa, and they actually mentioned Teresa, so it was kind of like the gang's all back in the mix.
Except those twins, we're not seeing them.
And kind of like old school throwback, not.
Okay.
Yeah, so the twins weren't there.
Okay,
Obviously,
It's like
too.
old school Jersey.
Yeah. The real one.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I can't. I'm not into those twins still.
Right,
I'm still
and,
talking about it.
No Amber, no twins.
Right,
but
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So the real
OGs.
core, the core
the
ones.
core group.
Right.
Kathy and Rosie, shout out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw them in the
For
preview.
next week, we'll see them.
So right away, we're learning about the wedding. That's coming up. We see that the soaps are being made. The invitation looks nice. Things are being set. What did you think of all of that? What do you think of this wedding?
Well, first of all, I'm obsessed with Caroline's new hobby is that she's got to make the soaps and the potions. I thought that was adorable.
I want the sleep mist. Did you see that?
Yes. She's like feeling her Mother Earth side. She's making all kinds of potions for everybody. She's got Lauren on a whole little regimen there. I like it. It's like, well, it's funny because the kids are like, she needs a hobby. And she does. Basically, her hobby is worrying about the kids night and day. And it's like, they are fully grown-ups. I know they've moved back to the nest. But you got to have something else to do, Caroline. So I love the soaps and the potions and the worrying about the wedding. I mean, who doesn't, worry about the kids' wedding?
I love the soaps and the potions. When she opened that closet, I was like, oh, this looks so fun. I want to do this. And for my bridal shower, we gave out cupcake bath bombs, and I was like, it's Jersey, it's a wedding shower. They're giving out soaps, bath bombs, whatever. So it brought me back. I love this
Right.
show.
I'm not a huge fan of Lauren. I never have. I've always been very candid about that, especially in my time here at AfterBuzz. But I'm kind of curious to see what this wedding is going to be. It's an interesting storyline. And then, of course, we're learning more about her relationship. She claims that she does not engage in sex with her boyfriend in the house,
hysterical.
except maybe they do when no one's home. Did you catch that? What do you
He
think?
said when the parents aren't home, they do.
Yeah, so it's it's confirmed.
Confirmed. Okay, obviously. No, I just loved it that she was elbowing him so hard, and the F-bomb was flying, and they used it. Like, you would think
Yeah.
that'd be, like, something they'd need to retape,
Right.
or they'd use, like, the second take or something, and they used that, and I loved it. I was trying to count. There were so many F-bombs flying from the minute Caroline started being interviewed, and they used it all, so I love that about this episode.
Yeah,
It's funny to me that Lauren is such like, she's kind of a throwback. Like, she's like my mom who lived at home until she got married, didn't go on vacation with her husband and boyfriend until they got married. Because she said that the honeymoon, she was on the Today Show, she said the honeymoon was their first vacation together. So she's kind of like a Italian throwback where...
Well, I gotta say, she's got a cushy life. When you can live at home for free and mom and dad pay your credit card, like whatever
Oh my
you need,
God, yes.
like even for gas, and they're still paying all the time, like who
And
wouldn't take that offer?
I know.
And Carolyn said something like, if she wants new shoes, if she wants something, she's going to have to ask Vito now. I'm like, what year is it? Doesn't she
Right.
make
I know.
money from
Doesn't she have a
cafes?
job?
Does she pay for her
That's
own
true.
shoes?
That sounds awful to have to keep going to your parents. How old is this girl? Do we know?
She's in her mid-20s.
27, I believe. I just
Okay.
read today because I was reading a little bit about the wedding, and I believe she was 27 in the article.
Like, I don't know, is cafe still a thing? Is that still around?
I
Is
was
she
there
still
2
working?
years ago, yeah. So as of 2 years ago. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
So she's got some type of an
It's a great
income.
store. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful.
So she's got some type of an income
Yeah,
going.
you would
so
think.
yeah.
She got my money.
And she's like owning a business. She's getting a lot of it. She's not just like, cash and checks like, being,
Right.
a cashier at Stop and Shop.
Right.
So it's like,
I don't think there's
okay.
anything wrong with that.
No, but I feel like she's getting a lot more
Yeah,
income
like
than
from-
most people at her age would
Right.
be doing. If
Owning
they
a
were,
boutique in this, yeah.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to see what this wedding kind of has for us to watch. Of course, we're going to have a lot of drive-bys, like you mentioned, of all these other people from the franchise. So, I don't know. We'll see. Now, the two sons were reintroduced to our lives, and we saw what they were kind of up to. Albie's looking into this different job now. Was he the same one that wanted to do the strippers, the car
That
wash?
was Chris.
Chris. Okay. All right. Because I'm trying to keep track of these two their aspirations. Of course, Caroline's concerned now that they're going in separate directions. Just kind of seemed like, what? Where did she get this from? She's like, I just feel it. I know it.
Well, it did say a lot to me when she said, like, they've always been a duo. She's right. They've always lived together in some form or another, whether at home or in their Hoboken pad that they had. And they always were working on a business together, whether they had that home office in the basement or they were, they had the restaurant thing going for a while. So it is a completely different side of things that not only do they not live together, Albie's got his own thing going, and were we even told what Chris is up to lately business-wise? I don't know if we got into that in the
we were
show.
updated, no.
Yeah, so
He
Albie's
moved out, yeah.
right. So Albie's doing his own thing. They don't live together. I think Caroline doesn't want there to become a divide, so she's throwing it out there that there is a divide happening. So so that they mend it. I don't know.
I think she was kind of projecting. Well, she was projecting.
Yeah.
And then I was dying when Christopher comes over and she's like, Albie, go say hello to your brother. Like, is he 5 years old? Like, go kiss your
know.
aunt hello. Go kiss your grandma.
So finger waving in the face like your brother's inside. Get in there right now. You gotta.
I like the shot they have through the window from the inside out. You
that
can
was
just see
great.
her. Yeah.
Classic.
But yeah, so they are going their own separate ways, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. That doesn't mean they're not close anymore. But she's so conscious of that because she saw her parents see their children not get along and it broke their heart, and she doesn't want to go through that. Completely understandable, but don't make problems when there's not.
I just think the two brothers are in two different places in their lives, with one maybe being a little bit more mature and the other one still. I even mentioned it. Like, I'm not out in the bars like Chris is, like, right now. Like, I'm kind of, like, over it.
Right.
And I feel like we all kind of have that moment where, like, we're done with that. part. Like
Yeah.
for we're not doing it like every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night anymore.
Right.
Yeah. And so now, Albie, what is he doing? Spraying something on leaves and watching them grow?
I wrote down it's a mineral supplement to help plants grow, and then he's going to try to sell it to Colorado pot growers, which sounds like a viable business if it works.
I mean, that's a great idea. It seems like the country is very, very
Yes.
progressive now these days with marijuana, and it's legal here in California if you get a medical prescription for it, and Colorado, same deal. So, I mean, I feel like it's just going to be more and more widespread, and everybody's just going to go to their pharmacy and get some.
Right.
So why not invest in that? I think it's a great idea.
Sounds good to me.
And the fact that Caroline's okay with it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, right.
I love that she's so supportive of them, and it's like, whatever, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I got your back.
Some storyline that looks like it's going to kind of come up, be a recurring factor, is that they've discovered, the brothers, that they're Scottish. And like Caroline made some comment like he's gonna go kill himself or something. What did she say? What did she say? Yeah, it's just like, I wonder if there's gonna be like backlash. I'm sure someone on Twitter will have a problem with that.
Oh, of course.
What's wrong with being Scottish?
Yeah, right. What did you think, Fern?
I've been told my whole life that I'm 100% Italian American, and if I found out I wasn't even a little bit, I would be like, I've been living a lie.
That's part of your identity.
I so identify with being Italian American, and 100%. I even had 100% Italian charm when I which everyone in my town did too.
I bet.
So it's part of my identity. I'd feel a little rocked. I mean, I'm mature enough and evolved enough to know it doesn't matter, but I was being a little freaked out actually.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's strange they never told them, right?
Yeah, weird.
Like their dad was like concealing this information.
I look at Alan. I don't really see the map of Italy. Like sometimes
Right.
on the face, he doesn't really look very Italian to me.
Which one, the older one?
The older,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not the husband. No, Albert.
yeah,
Albert.
okay.
Yeah. To me, he doesn't scream like an Italian dad. I
Yeah.
don't see it like completely. But even Chris doesn't look too Italian to me.
Oh, really? I get a major Italian vibe
Really?
from Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I liked his impression of his friend today, too.
Oh my God, I was
that made
crying.
Chris seem even more like the Italian guy to me. Like, he had a
Right,
very
right.
good impression of his
He
roommate.
makes the show. He is hilarious.
He is the clown of the family.
Yeah,
He's
for sure.
awesome.
So what else can we say here? Caroline had a conversation with all of her children when they were born, and she told them that she was going to be the best mother she could possibly be, and she was going to do that until she died. And so that I guess kind of is like the root of where she's coming from with being so meddling and so involved. And she owns it though, which I like.
Yeah.
I like that she is like not like I don't really do anything. She knows that she's a pain in the ass.
Completely. And is this the part where we talk about Dina?
Yeah, we might as well. We got a little.
Is it
Because
okay?
she dropped a bomb that, I don't think anybody knew that she texted her and then said, let's meet. They met for 5.5 hours and she didn't tell anyone. Because I think people were dying to know how they mended fences.
Yeah, I didn't see it out there anywhere on like that.
No,
Stupid
I
Inquisitor or anything.
I read, I forget exactly when, that they had a talk and things were at a good enough level that they were doing family stuff together. So that when they had her bridal shower, that Dina was there.
Right.
So I had read that out on the interwebs.
Okay.
I read that they did the holidays together, but I didn't know like how it all came to be. I didn't know like who contacted who first, what the conversation was like to
She said
reconcile.
Dina texted her and was like, stop being so mean. And she's like, you stop being so mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she
Fine.
said she didn't tell anybody that they met.
Yeah. But they never got to what the root of it
Yeah,
was.
she-
Well,
the
I
fight?
think
She
that
don't
they
talk
don't
about
want
it.
it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She
whatever
was
it
like
is.
very close. She like released like a statement when
Yeah.
she said that in the interview.
Yeah.
It was like 5 sentences, and she's like, "That's it. I'm done."
You're
like,
not going to know what it's about.
Right. She's not going to answer any other questions, which I can only imagine if she goes on What Happens Live. Imagine all the people are going to ask, like, tell me about Dina. Maybe they'll just weed those
I think
calls
she's
out.
on tonight.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh. Well, I thought the way Jacqueline was speaking about it seemed a little like Dina might not take kindly to listening to Jacqueline talk about when Jacqueline was like, oh, well, she got in touch with me too, and she said, like, I don't want to talk about anything, but let's just pretend like it never happened. It's like,
Ew.
either let's
I'm
not
good
say
with
that on the reality show or say it nicer, because you just mended fences finally.
Right.
So that
I
was
would
that.
not be okay with someone I haven't talked to in years coming to me saying, let's just pretend it didn't happen.
No
Oh,
way. No
well,
way.
I
Maybe-
wouldn't be, because it would be a huge elephant in the room for the rest of the
Completely.
relationship.
you know, I'm on Dina's side on this one because you guys know I'm a big Dina lover. That's my girl. You know what? It's like she probably knows that there's something that they'll never agree on. Whatever's going on, whatever happened, it's like she knows they'll never agree. So why even talk about it and discuss it? Because she's like, you know what? We'll never settle this.
Right.
I'd rather us all be able to be in the same room and have holidays together, and me get to know your son, who I've not been seeing for years, and wash our hands of it, call it a day.
She probably phrased it that way, which makes sense instead of the way that Jacqueline said it.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
And that's Jacqueline perceives it, so there's still a little tip there. It seems to me to be a little shady when she was saying, like, bringing up the graduation. She's like, yeah, remember when she didn't want us part of our life?
That was not okay.
Yeah, that was a little shady to me.
Shady boots.
But then Melissa said that she was not at the wedding. She said that she was at the church, but not at the reception,
Right.
which I think is so weird, which we'll get to eventually. But.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah,
That'll
it's
probably
very
play
sad.
out. Yeah, I mean, come on. How many times is this girl going to get married?
I mean, really, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and you missed it.
Exactly.
That makes me very sad. Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, while Caroline was talking with Jacqueline, she said that Dina, Melissa, Kathy, and Rosie and Dina are invited. Oh, I already mentioned it. They're invited. Is this were they talking about the wedding or the bridal shower?
Shower.
Shower. Okay, that makes sense. And then Lexi is going to be in the bridal party. Then they talked about how Dina was going to be good again and all of that. So it sounds to me like things are going to be as good as they're ever going to be at this point. Unless if time heals more and then they are as close as they once were. Who knows?
True. I feel like I wish I knew exactly what happened in the beginning, but
I know. It would make more
Right.
sense.
but good for them for
yes,
keeping it
yes,
private because we're happy that they're
Yeah, which is hard to do when so many people are involved.
all yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so many people were talking about it, including us. So, like, we spent like how many episodes talking about their relationship. So it's nice to get some closure on that end for sure. Anything else stick out to you in this episode?
Yes. When the boys told that joke about Teresa, I was like,
bring this up.
we had to bring Teresa into it. I love it. And she has said so many nasty things about their family for no reason that I was so happy they said this. So they were joking that she was right about them being only 1/16. They flashed back to that whole terrible thing she said in one of the tabloids about them being only 1/16 Italian. And they're like, oh, well, her accountant must have done the math on that one.
Yo, I love that.
As awful as it is, she deserved it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She did.
That was it for
You
Teresa,
reap
right?
what you sow.
That was it for Teresa
Yes.
references.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's going to be this special coming out. I'm sure you're familiar about Teresa's life, not her life, but the family's life with her away. That will be interesting to see. I'm curious. I heard that's going to come out in the early fall.
Okay.
They haven't announced the date yet, but that's what according to E! Online. So I'm dying to watch that. I'm curious to see that as well. I know there's going to be a lot more drive-by appearances from the cast, and they said that Melissa's definitely in it, and the twins. And I was like,
They
wait,
are?
What?
The twins?
I was like, why are they in
They're
it?
so close with
Yeah, didn't the other one do it? Last thing she said was clink, clink. Like, what the hell type of support is she showing? So that's some interesting gossip right there.
It really is.
We'll see the twins braiding Melania's hair.
Oh
I
my
just
God.
can't picture it.
Yeah. All right, well, if that's the main highlights here, why don't we transition over to some news and gossip since we're already talking about it?
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
Oh my goodness, I found so much good things online today. There was a funny video on Wet Pete. It was Lauren and Caroline and the boys. And I think that they were throwing out, you couldn't hear the producer's or reporter's voice, but I think they were throwing out like famous ladies' names that, hey, wouldn't Albie and Chris, like which one of them should hook up with this girl? But the boys couldn't get a word in. Both Lauren and Caroline were jumping all over it, saying, oh no, not her, not good enough. And some of the names they were throwing out there were like Taylor Swift and Miley Cyrus. And I think Caroline was mentioning Chris used to really have a thing for Taylor Swift. And Albie's like, no way, I'll end up in one of her songs. But the biggest surprise for me was Caroline said she's okay with Miley Cyrus. She said, I think there's more to the story and I'm okay with her.
Really?
Strange, but true.
That's what's so interesting about Caroline. She'll say things, and I wouldn't think that would be her opinion.
Yeah.
She's pulls certain things out. She's actually like in this episode with like remember she was doing the squats against the wall or whatever. Like she just thinks like she's kind of a cool mom. And I don't know, there's things about her that's kind of cool that I wouldn't expect, especially from like season 1 Caroline.
Oh, yeah.
When she seemed like this, up in the hills lady, this matronly mother, and now she's like, this years later, and she seems cool and young, long hair, she's doing it.
I think she's been through a lot with this reality show game, and she's come out on the other side, and she's just more chill now.
Yeah. Because she
Not
really
with her
is
kids,
the
but-
realist. Yeah.
Lauren is married now in real time. So the rumor is persisting, will she become a New Jersey housewife? Which I know Vern and I would be excited to see. Grant, I don't know. You let me know.
It would make sense. It would make sense. Actually, it would be nice, because since her mother's definitely done and out. I mean, it would make sense. It'd be nice for the franchise, but I don't know. I have to. You gotta show me. You gotta earn your stripes, girl.
She
Caroline.
some young blood to it. She was
Yeah, I think she and Melissa might be like good buds or something. I do know that Caroline has said I would never let her do the show without me. So that may be a way we could drag her back on. Get rid of some of those other people that we like. See you later.
Yeah.
More Judas, whatever their last name is. News. This is an unfortunate story. Joe Giudice, the cops visited his shore house Saturday. The police were called by neighbors over an argument. TMZ is reporting that the neighbor stepped in when Joe was screaming at 14-year-old Gia, who was locked out of the house. The officer who was interviewed said, it was no big deal. We just calmed the situation down. No arrests were needed, and we left. This neighbor claimed that there was a wild party going on, and the cops said, well, when we got there, there's no party going on.
That's what was confusing.
Yeah, the neighbor said that they thought it was inappropriate, that the kids were there. Gia was apparently locked down and being screamed at by her father. The neighbor stepped in on that argument. I don't really know what happened. But this house is set for sheriff's auction tomorrow. That's already been delayed twice. So we'll see if that happens tomorrow.
What are they still doing in the house?
I know. I guess it was like a see you later shore house party.
Maybe they were having a party, but then why would she be locked out? Just go around back. I'm sure the party was in the back. It makes no sense.
That is, I'm sorry, that's such poor taste, though. They've got so many problems. The house is going to be repossessed, and they're going to be in there having a party. What's there to celebrate right now?
Right, it's so
exactly.
I mean,
sad.
Joe should be walking around like a monk and a nun combined.
Right.
I mean, he shouldn't be having any parties. He should be laying solo. That house just get out of the house.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably the type that'll rip the sink out and spray paint.
Seems like
it's just not the right time to deal with everything first and then go have a party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have a party when you don't owe anybody any money anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how can you even have a good time when tomorrow they're gonna put the bank's coming to put a lock on the front door? Right. That'd be a nightmare for me. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad for Teresa. I mean, Teresa's not perfect, but just imagine sitting in jail for how many months now, and then you hear there's a screaming fight, the police were called. She's probably a nervous wreck.
I know.
Yeah, it's hard when you can't do anything.
Yeah, nothing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all I've got. Tapped out.
All right. Oh, I was just going to say, are we going to be here when she gets out? But no, this show won't last that long. But
yeah, I think it's
when
only 8
she get out?
episodes.
Right before Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do a special.
Yeah, they're going to have that special, so who knows what the future has in store. Let's do a little segment, Fern. You have a good idea.
We're going to do some Manzo trivia.
Okay.
Every week we'll ask 3 questions, and you'll win nothing, but
Let's see.
bragging rights. All right, what year were Albert and Caroline married? 1974, 1982, 1984.
Ooh, okay. Based on the age of the children, what was the first year?
74, 82, 84.
Well, I want to say 82, but I'm leaning towards another one, but I'm going to say 82.
Shoot. I'll say 82 as well.
84.
Ah!
All right.
I was going to say in the 70s because I thought, maybe she married really young.
Right? And I think of her photos with him, and they look so old. Not that they look old, but they look like before the 80s.
Yeah, and she's always commented that they've been together forever.
Right.
And so I was like, okay.
Yep, 84. So how many siblings does Caroline have? 9, 10, or 11?
Is she one of 10 or are there 10? I'm going to say 10.
I'll say 9.
10. Because she's one of 11.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I know, they got busy. All right, what's Lauren's middle name? Anne, Marie, or Michelle?
Oh, it has to be Marie because she's Italian.
It has to be Marie. She's Italian.
It's Michelle.
Oh, hey, my middle name.
I know. All my Italian friends I come with the last name Marie. I'm not the lead. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, she's Lauren Michelle. Interesting. So now you've got all your Manzo.
Yeah.
Trivia.
Keep
Love
the
it.
trivia coming. It's fun. I like it. And
Me
it keeps
too.
people guessing at home as well, I hope. So, yeah, well, that'll do it, I think. Looking forward at the rest of the season. It seems like it's going to be pretty crazy. A lot of wedding talk. They're going to be traveling, looks like to Italy. Is that where they're
It
going?
looks like it.
Yeah. They went to Italy like 2 weeks before her wedding. Crazy.
Yeah, right? All right, well, let's keep the conversation going. You can find us online, tweet us, leave comments below, give us thumbs up, and iTunes as well. Ladies, where can we find you online?
This is Fern, and you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Fern Ronay, Ronay, and have a book coming out later this year, the story of a single 29-year-old Manhattan lawyer who is guided in her dreams by her dead Italian grandparents. Follow me for release information.
Yeah, Fern. Okay.
Yes.
It's Megan, everybody. You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I started snapping this week. It's been so fun. You can see my travels and adventures all around LA. And I'm going to do a little behind the scenes here at AFTERBUZZ
Well,
too,
I'll
right
have to
after.
add you on that. I need more
Okay.
people on Snapchat.
Oh, I need to add you.
Yeah.
Okay, that is also at Megan Stecher, MEGANSTECHER.
And you can find me over on Twitter at Grants__rants. That'll do it for us for The Real Housewives of New Jersey, not really, / Manzo'd With Children.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.